So today we are going to talk about variables and data types in PHP. Now let's get started. You first start at sump. Start your sump. Let's start our sump. Now we have already started our sump. Now we go to the folder where we are organizing our PHP projects. Now folder is here in sump, htd docs. Let's create a folder where we will be placing our projects. Say variables. Let's call it variables. Yes. Now we can open the folder with our text editor, that is Visual Studio Code. Let's start the Visual Studio Code. Now go to File, open folder. Now the folder was named variables. Folder is named variable. Let's select the folder. Now let's create our file there inside the folder. Let's name it variables data dot with .php extension. Now the file is now being created. Now let's start with the less than symbol, question mark, write PHP, close with the question mark with closing symbol. Now before we start, we'll make some assumptions, and here I'll assume that you know what is meant by the term files, directions, the terms path names, as used in computing. Now PHP is a server-side language, and there are some advantages of using PHP which you need to know. First, it is very fast, secure, and can be used with HTML forms to get data from user and display data back to the user. Now before that, you need to know what is domain. Domain marks a resource to its IP address in the web server. Now here we are running this website on our local device, and to access it, you access it through your browser. Now you say localhost / and we name the folder variables. Now our file is there, you can see it, variables data php. Now let's start editing our file where we'll be putting our PHP code. Now first of all, we need to learn how we can display information in a web page. You can use the word echo as used in PHP. Echo, if it is a string, you enclose it in a double quote. Double quote. Let's say hello world. And if it is a number, you don't enclose in a double quote. You can say echo 1 2 3 4. Now we can save this and try running the file. You see the output. Now as you can see, let's open it. You can see hello world 1 2 3 4, but what you can see here, there's no space here. How can you get that space? You can achieve that by adding HTML tag. You see, we can echo HTML tag using PHP, which is called break. This adds a new line at the end of our line. Now you can check if there are changes there. You can refresh. Now you can see we have a new line. Now that's how you can display information on our page using PHP. Now while coding, you need to know how you can document your code. You see, now here you will be using things like comments. Documenting your code, we will be using comment. We have single line comment. You use 2 / and you can write this is comment. This is a comment. This is a comment. Yeah, this is a comment. Now this part of line is not interpreted when the code is being executed. You can have a multiple line comment, use forward slash and the asterisk, use asterisk and close rather than you can say this is a multiple line comment. As you can see, this way you can document our code. You can keep trace of every line of code, so you can comment before writing a piece of code. Now we are going to talk about variables and data. Now variables in PHP are containers that store information. Now to declare a variable in PHP, you use the $sign at the beginning. Now use the $sign at the beginning. And variables must meet some standard specifications. Now you should start with a $sign. Can contain strings, letters, as in letters, numbers, and underscore. Now if you are naming a variable name can start with the uppercase or a lowercase with the same name, which means these two variables will be treated as different variables. Now let's declare our variable. Now let's start with the $name and write variable name. Here we will be writing the variable name to be hello, and let's assign in the string word that is hello world. Now this is our variable. Let's assign another variable with an integer value. We will use $sign at the beginning. Now let's say the first number, name it, give it a value of 2024. Now these are variables and they contain value. You can see their content in the browser by using echo followed by variable name. Now you can see the output here. Let's go and refresh our browser and see the output hello world. That is the content of the variables. Now let's echo the variable which contains the number. Echo first number. Let's see its content. The content of first number there, it is 2024. And let's not forget, we need to echo a new line to see, so that the content displayed in the browser can be much more clear. Say echo a break line. Let's go to the browser and look at its content there, hello world 2024, and we can improve on this code by using comment. We say comment here, this is a string variable, and you can comment here, this is a number variable. So how can you know this is a string or a number without the comments? Now I'll introduce you to a new concept. Here we'll use the function which is called vardump. Vardump, as you should know, it describes to us the data type of our variable. See, PHP is a lightweight programming language, and you don't have to declare the type of data like other languages like Java. You have to say it is an integer, string, or let's say boolean. PHP by default, it determines the type of data by just looking at the data and store this data type in the memory. Now maybe you would like to know the type of data. Let's check the data type of hello world. Now here we'll use the var underscore dump function. Let's do this. Say var dump function. There we pass the hello. Now let's see the output on our browser. Yeah, it will be better if you also see the data type for the number which you have assigned to be 2024. Let's maybe echo a new line before displaying this. Yeah, you have to echo it in an enclosed string. Now let's say var dump. Let's dump first number. Now let's go to our browser and see the output. Now you have seen it is string of length 11, hello world, and this one is type integer. Yeah, now that is how we can use variables. We can declare variables in PHP. Yeah, I've not talked about constants. Constants in PHP. As you know, constants values doesn't change. Yeah, they are constant. Maybe pi is always 3.142. Now you can say use the word define function define to declare a constant variable. Yeah. Now let's say define, maybe it's called pi to be value of 3.142. Yes. Now you can echo. This is a constant. Pi. This is a constant pi. Let's run and see the output. Yeah, this is a constant 3.142. That's how you can define a constant. Now unlike variables we start their naming with $sign. Constant, we don't have the $sign before the constant name. Yeah, this is a constant of data type. Let's look at the data type of this constant. Let's echo a new line, then use var dump function to check off the type of pi. Now you can see, let's look here, you can see the type of pi is, it is a float. 3.142 is considered a float. Now you can make constant of strings also. You just use the word define my name. Yeah, I'll use my name here. Yeah, define my name. Define name to be weekly form. Now you can echo. Let's echo name and see the output in our browser. Go to your browser and refresh weekly form. Yeah, that one is a little bit of the introduction to variables and data types in PHP. Now Now next time we will see how you can use PHP with HTML. You see, PHP is a server-side language, but the output is displayed in the browser as HTML form. Now the best way, let me just demonstrate for you. You can say index.html, and you can have the HTML here. Let's give a title, say demonstration. This is what you should expect tomorrow. Now instead of saving it with the .html extension, you save it with .php, sample.php. Yeah, you save it with .php, and you can write PHP inside this HTML by using the PHP delimiter, and let's say echo, let's say this is a h1. As you know, HTML, let's say this is an HTML embedded inside PHP, close the h1. Yeah, now you can say let's go and refresh and see the output. Refresh. Yeah, the output, let's look here. It is a file name sample.php. Let's refresh. Sample.php. This is an HTML embedded inside PHP. So thank you. Next time we'll start with the working with data, yeah, in PHP. How you can work with those strings, those integers, those float in PHP.